it's true that we didn't speak for a while after this, but we did spoke a few days ago, and like I said, uh, we both ready to go out there and try to win a championship for this team.
All right, Stephen A., you're up first. How should Mitchell feel now about Gobert?
I think he should feel okay about him. Let's be real. First of all, Rudy Gobert did not have malice intent. Secondly, we all make mistakes. Thirdly, and more importantly, like he said, they spoke. And if he says they're okay and they both say they're okay, there's no reason for us to doubt them. It's their relationship. It's their business. The only thing that Donovan Mitchell had to be upset about, and it's a legitimate beef, big-time beef, is that it needed to be taken more seriously. And where I got on Rudy Gobert, and others have gotten on Rudy Gobert, was because of the fact that while this stuff was escalating and clearly people were taking it seriously, he was ignoring teammates who were taking it seriously. And reporters, like if you saw when he was being interviewed by the reporters, he, took his hand, blew on his hand, and then touched their tape recorders and their microphones and stuff like that. He was very playful about it. It's one thing to be playful with yourself and ultimately to do yourself harm. It's another thing to harm others because you're insensitive and you're not being adult enough to be sensitive to the fact that they're concerned about it. That should be enough. So if Donovan Mitchell was mad, that's the reason he was mad. He wasn't mad that he acquired the virus from somebody. He was mad that he acquired it because somebody was insensitive and was playing around and stuff like that. But once the totality of the situation really hit home, Rudy Gobert wasn't available for that game against Oklahoma City. He had tested positive. The hour later, the season was suspended. He donated $500,000 to the cause. He apologized profusely. Donovan Mitchell is a real good brother. He's a decent brother, and if you're contrite and you're apologetic and you understand the magnitude of it, it's unfortunate at that particular moment in time that you didn't realize it. But ultimately, how many times can you apologize? All you can do is apologize, be sincere about it, and try to make amends for it, and to make sure that you don't play around anymore and you treat this with the seriousness that it deserves, which nobody would accuse Rudy Gobert of feeling right now. That's where he stands. I believe him when he tried to downplay the rift because I believe the rift has subsided because Donovan Mitchell is okay. It's just that, again, at that particular moment in time, you were completely annoyed to find yourself in this situation because one of your teammates was playing around, not listening to public discourse as this situation elevated. But I think it's okay now.
Yeah, look, if there's still a beef, if it's irreparable harm done to the relationship, then in fact, I believe probably there was something wrong with the relationship to begin with. Because everything I've heard about Donovan Mitchell, Stephen A., from people who have coached him, is this is not a good kid. This is a great kid. This is a great kid. People rave about his character. But I'll say this. Gobert, when you make a joke like that, and I agree, Stephen A., he made a bad mistake. He stepped up, fessed up to it, acknowledged it. What else can he do? He can't, turn back the clock. But when you make a joke like that, it is, I guess, the oh my God, look what he's doing, ha ha. That stuff is proportional to the apparent risk or the apparent flouting of the rules. And the rules were there for good reason, or at least good sense was there for good reason. You don't, it's in a potential pandemic with a highly contagious virus. You don't intentionally touch everyone's stuff. And then the fact that he turned out to have it. Now, look, again, you can move past it, but Stephen A., I do believe that even if someone apologizes and you're like, okay, fine, what can he do? There may be a time where Mitchell has to cool off. And if he also has corona or he sees it spreading in the locker room or whatever, that time may not be a week or even a month. And we all may say, get over it. But if you're directly affected by that it doesn't mean forever. It means for right now, he might still be hot at him. It could happen. So that said, I still think maybe there are other issues, or else someone of Mitchell's character, and this is attested to by people who know him or knew him, you would think could at least publicly, which he has, but also privately, cut Gobert some slack.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, like I said, Donovan Mitchell's entitled to feel any way he wants to because, like I told you, he's one of the better dudes you'll ever meet. No question about it. He's a real good dude. But the flip side to it, again, it might if there is still any kind of rift, it's likely because Donovan Mitchell and others inside that locker room expressed, previously to Rudy Gobert, yo, man, we not playing. This is serious. Stop playing around. And he kept playing around and was dismissive of their feelings leading up to Donovan Mitchell contracting the coronavirus. That might be the issue. Outside of that, I can't imagine any circumstances under which Donovan Mitchell would still hold a beef with Rudy Gobert. He's a real good brother. And in fairness to Rudy Gobert, again, when he made the mistake, we all got on him because it was immature and it was insensitive, and we all know that. But since that time, he has embraced the level of seriousness that it deserves, and he has done all he could to make amends for it. And if we're decent human beings, just accept that and move forward. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.